the director of The Kingsman, and the other Kingsman movies, Matthew Vaughn, he is in talks now, or at least there's rumors going around that he could be coming on to do the next the possibility of a new Superman movie, Henry Cavill Superman movie. We're talking Man of Steel from 2014. So it's this article is from Cinema Blend, and it says the Kingsman's man, they had to make that hard to say, huh?
Yep.
The Kingsman's Matthew Vaughn shares candid thoughts on the direction of the DC Extended Universe after Man of Steel. The Kingsman director thinks the DCEU made an early mistake. Over the last 8 years, the DC Extended Universe has inspired quite a lot of divisive opinions. The franchise was controversial from the get-go, with Zack Snyder's Man of Steel ending with Henry Cavill's Superman snapping the neck of Michael Shannon's Zod, and the discourse hasn't only heightened since then. And the discourse hasn't only heightened since then? I think they mean the discourse has only heightened since then. This includes not only conversations amongst fans, but also filmmakers, like veteran comic book movie director Matthew Vaughn. I refer to Kingsman as like not a comic book movie. It's not a superhero movie. It's more what I mean. It's not a superhero movie. So it says there have been chatter for years about Matthew Vaughn possibly directing the next Superman movie, and in addition to noting his continued interest in doing that during a recent interview with The Wrap, he also shared some candid opinions about what the DC Extended Universe did with the superhero in the aftermath of Man of Steel. Specifically, he doesn't love that the next move for the character on the big screen was to have him cross paths with Batman in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. In the interview, Matthew Vaughn talks about his having previously been, quote, desperate to make his own version of Superman for the big screen, putting an emphasis on the idea that it would be a colorful, fun Superman, not a dark tone. It was this line of thought that seemingly led him to discuss the path that was taken by Zack Snyder in the construction of the DC Extended Universe. He said Vaughn of Batman vs Superman, quote, "I just thought it was a mistake putting the Batman vibe into the Superman world. I just think they're too separate. They're not relatable in any way in my mind. It should be fun." He's kind of right. It made more sense to do so in Batman vs Superman because the tone was already off in Man of Steel, meaning that it didn't feel like a Superman movie in general. At the time, I think the main logic behind this was that Marvel had cemented itself as the quirky, fun brand, and DC, though very, very hard up for ever being consistent in their planning, having changed directions 1,000 times.
Yeah, they wanted to be broody and then gloomy.
It was about the only thing they did keep tonally consistent was the broody, gloomy nature of it, whereas everything else, every 2 days they would announce a new project and then it wouldn't come to fruition, or this was going to happen and this was going to happen. And like the Flash movie had been announced like 9 times. Like they're like, it's going to be out in 2016, it's going to be out in 2018, it's going to be out in it's finally coming out in like 2022, and I'm
not excited for that.
Yeah, it's like they've like almost waited too long for it. So he's kind of right. Like Superman movie, like I don't know if fun should be the word, but lighter and less serious. Not fun necessarily, but less serious.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a poor description of what I'm trying to explain or what I'm trying to convey, but it says obviously Batman and Superman have physically long existed in the same world as they first teamed up in the world's finest comics, 71 back in 1954, but specific and opposing tones to that in the DC that the DC Extended Universe never let develop independently, and then putting them together in the second film of the franchise caused the vibes to clash. See, that's what I'm saying. Like you should have tonally had a very separate Superman movie and then tonally a very separate Batman movie. Then you find a way to meld them into one movie farther down the line. But that's a very tall order. For such iconic characters. Neither is fans of either character aren't going to want to give up what their character represents on screen unless it's done very, very well. So like a Batman fan isn't going to want a quirky Batman and Superman movie lest we end up like a Joel Schumacher Batman movie, and Superman fans aren't going to want a dark and broody Superman movie otherwise lest we turn out like a Zack Snyder Superman movie. So it is kind of all over the place. But like we were saying, Matthew Vaughn, it was directing a movie that was tonally both comedic and serious in places, so maybe he would have been a good person.
I wish he did.
I mean, maybe less like slapstick. I don't even know how to describe that scene with Rasputin or the humor in the other the other Kingsman movies. Definitely are known for like ultra violence.
Yeah.
So that works in Batman. I don't know how much that necessarily works in Superman. But like as far as the comedic elements, maybe if it's like a more family friendly version of like the Kingsman humor. You know what I'm saying? Like less. I don't know if gratuitous isn't the word for it, but more general humor and light.
Okay, I see what you mean.
And keep the tone. Try to keep the tone consistent.
So not anything animated.
Not overly animated. See, that's the problem. Like my issue, like is like when I watch DC movies, I don't care as much about the cosmic elements as I'm not the biggest Green Lantern fan. I'm not the biggest I don't like much of anything from cosmic storytelling because there just never feels like stakes to me. Especially in comics it's different in long form storytelling, but in movies it's very different. What's the joke they always say, like all these movies end the same way? It always ends with a sky beam.
Yeah.
Some type of sky beam is being shot
portal.
into this. Yeah. And so they have to save the day from a sky beam.
Yeah.
They always have to save the day from a freaking sky beam. I get sick of it after a while. So the tonally more earthbound storytelling is better for me, but that's hard to do with Superman. So it's very, very difficult in film form, I should say. Like it's hard to do because he's so OP that let me guess, they're gonna kidnap Martha. Let me guess, they're gonna kidnap Lois. Let me guess, they're going to hold people hostage. You're going to use his humanity against him. Like, it's tonally very difficult.
They kill his dog.
They John Wick. They turn Superman Super Wick. That would be amazing.
Super Wick.
I want to see that movie.
That'd be cute because then the costume would just be a candle.
Have you seen that meme of like Thanos doing the snap and then John Wick's dog starts to fade away?
Yeah.
And Thanos is like, oh shit. That's if we can't have Marvel versus Capcom, I want Thanos versus John Wick. That's what I want.
I want him to verse every person. Like I want him to verse like Liam Neeson, Jason Bourne, John Wick.
Let's do it.
Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah, he's on my list for movies this year too. But a whole movie of Thanos trying to get the Infinity Stones and all his henchmen just get headshots from John Wick would be incredible. So it says Matthew Vaughn just recently had an opportunity to work with the Man of Steel star Henry Cavill on the upcoming spy thriller Argyle. I don't know what that is, but now I'm excited. But he also admitted to the trade that his favored version of Superman on the big screen, is the one played by Christopher Reeves in Richard Donner's classic Superman the movie. What's more, he notes that the oddness that the spirit of the 1978 film is present in the DCEU, but it's Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman rather than any of the other titles featuring the last son of Krypton, said the filmmaker. Quote, I mean, look, The Dark Knight was obviously different, and it made sense, and it was brilliant as a film and as a comic, but Superman was always... I loved that Richard Donner Superman movie, and I think Wonder Woman worked because I think Wonder Woman was basically remaking Donner's Superman in a weird way. Yeah, I love Superman. What's funny is that Zack Snyder was a big part of the original Wonder Woman movie. Yeah. Patty Jenkins directed it, but Zack Snyder had a large portion of the script, I believe. So Snyder can do it. And what they did with that movie is that it was that's a classic, fish out of water story.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I don't understand these weird human things. Like, what do you mean women are secretaries? And the scene, you've seen Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
That's one of those things. That's a very, very classic and simple story to tell, alongside some good action set pieces. That first Wonder Woman movie is fantastic. Not to mention my favorite theme song out of all the superhero. I think you just did something else completely different.
No, that's what they do.
I know, but I was thinking of something else.
No, I'm not singing Door.
Okay. That's the Wonder Woman 1984 was awful.
It was.
It was awful. No, and that's not a comment on Patty Jenkins as a director entirely. Like Monster, fantastic. She can clearly direct, but she was like, she was writer and director on that one. And I think it's like George Lucas syndrome. Like what happens when nobody will tell you no? Like maybe we don't need to have Wonder Woman be weird, rapey with a
random guy that looks like her.
That looks like your ex-boyfriend. Little creepy. Like there should have been a producer, an editor.
Come on, we need
somebody like Gal Gadot. It's like, this is kind of weird, Patty. Maybe we shouldn't do that.
Come on, we need a second knock knock.
Oh God, no. Get Keanu for that one too. Okay, we're getting off topic again. As of right now, we don't know what the future actually holds for Henry Cavill's Superman. We need another one. And it's unclear if he will ever get the opportunity to star in a brighter, more hope-filled solo film like the one that Matthew Vaughn describes. The project that seems to have the most steam right now is a film being developed by writer Ta-Nehisi Coates and producer J.J. Abrams, a project that will reportedly feature a black actor in the lead role. We haven't heard about developments for a few months now, but we can keep track up. And so, yeah, I thought this article was a little bit more about like him actually possibly getting called in to do that. I think he could do it. And I think he could do it pretty well. He probably wouldn't be my first director choice for a Superman movie. I would probably pick Colin Trevorrow, or honestly, it would be cool for DC to snipe the Russo brothers and get them to do a superhero, because they did Captain America. So to see them come in and then get their take on Superman, I think that would be very cool.
That would. You know what would be funny?
What?
If they got Tarantino to do it.
Batman, maybe they can get him to do Batman, but I don't think they need Tarantino doing I don't. Of course,
come on, you don't want to see close-ups of feet.
This is the face of the person who wants to see a Quentin Tarantino version of Superman.
Yeah, because he made people have foot fetishes everywhere.
It's so nice to be back recording with you, Miracle. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.